Drop everything. Drop everything. That can wait. I wish I'd never started. Mom always makes it look so easy. Look, my very first record. Billy Joe. Sorry. That's okay. Vocal by Billy Joe Bradley. That's you. That's me. Well, come on, I want you to hear it. Hey, where's everybody? Well, Steve and Betty Joe are upstairs, and Uncle Joe's in the backyard. Uncle Joe! Uncle Joe!
I'll be there in a minute. Now, you see this? All I want from each one of you is one of these a day. Now, that shouldn't be too tough, should it? Sorry, Henry. You're excused. I know the rest of you won't let me down. That's one egg each and every day. Now, if some of you want to lay 7 eggs in 5 days, you get the weekend to yourself. Fair enough? Okay, now concentrate. I'll just put this here as a reminder of what you're here for. Now get with it, men. I mean, girls.
I'm so proud of you.
Well, come on, let's hear it.
I thought you'd never ask.
Those stupid chickens. You have to explain everything to them.
Joe, shh. Joe's first record.
No kidding. Who needs memories of him?
Oh, no, I thought I'd play the flip side.
Each girl he passes goes on. When he walks, he's like a samba that swings so cool and sways so gentle. That's when he passes, each girl he passes goes on. Oh, but I watch him so sadly. Not at me. Tall and tan and young and handsome, the boy from Ipanema goes walking, and when he passes I smile, but he doesn't see. Oh, but I watch him so sadly. Not at me. Tall and tan and young and handsome, the boy from Ipanema goes walking, and when he passes I smile, but he doesn't see. No, he does not see. Oh, he doesn't see.
Hey, very good.
That was beautiful, Billy Joe. Well, I got to get back and tend to this store.
Hey, Sam.
What's that?
When you arrived, you came rushing in all out of breath. What was that all about?
Search me. Oh, my gosh. The telegram. Here you are, Billy Joe.
Look, they're going all out to promote my record. They're sending a publicity man to interview me and get my background for an all-out campaign. Terrific. It sounds like they really have faith in you. Well, they seem to. To start off, the record company made 5,000 records. Wow.
5,000? What's the matter? Couldn't they get the hole in the center? Yeah?
May I talk to you a minute?
Oh, sure. Come in.
Uncle Joe, you know something about show business.
Are you kidding? After all the years I was headliner with my magic act? Oh, you want me to teach you something? Well, I got a deck of cards right here.
No, it isn't that. I'm just worried about this press agent. I mean, he's going to want to write about stories that'll be interesting and exciting for fan magazines and newspapers and, oh, let's face it, I'm kind of Dullsville.
Why? Because you haven't been divorced 5 or 6 times?
Oh, you know what I mean. This is a small town, Uncle Joe, and I'm just a small town girl. What kind of an angle could he possibly find to write about?
Honey, I think it'd be a wonderful angle if he just said you were born and raised right here in Hooterville, that you were a good student, that you're loved and respected by all the people in the valley.
Well, thank you, Uncle Joe. But don't you think he'll want to write about something more sensational?
In this day and age, that might be the most sensational thing he could put in print. Don't you worry, honey. We'll put on the dog a little. He won't know but what he's right smack dab in the middle of a big metropolis, like Topeka.
Thank you, Uncle Joe. Good night.
Good night.
Petticoat Junction will return after these messages. And now, back to Petticoat Junction.
There, you look fine.
Well, what's that stuff?
It's just cologne. In the city, all the men wear it.
What's this Jasper going to do? Publicize you or smell me?
Well, you all set for the big arrival?
Mm-hmm. Well, Betty Joe, do I look all right? Oh, you look lovely. You too, Uncle Joe.
Sure I do. I'm a Bay Rum man myself.
There it is. Oh, I'm so excited. And remember, sister dear, he's coming to see me. Oh, I'm just thinking of him as a fellow journalist. Another ink-stained wretch. Well, you just keep thinking that way, dear.
Ah, there you are, doll.
Showbiz talk. Hello, Mr. Swift. Welcome to the Shady Rest.
You're kidding.
Everybody, I'd like to meet Mr. Ted Swift. This is my uncle, Joe Carson.
Hi, nice to meet you, sir.
My sister, Bobby Joe.
How do you do?
Hello. My other sister, Betty Joe.
How do you do?
And her husband, Steve Elliott.
How are you, sir? This is it.
And it dazzles you, don't it?
That's not exactly the word I had in mind.
Why don't we all go on up to the hotel?
Where else would we go? Oh, yeah. Let's go.
What do you think of the Shady Rest? We call it the Shady Rest because the trees are, shady. And we can rest a lot.
Yeah, that all adds up.
What's this guy, big city or something?
Real big. Is everything all right?
I thought I was in trouble when I had to change planes 3 times to get here. Then I was pretty sure of it when I saw that train or whatever it is. And now, I'm certain.
Oh, never mind that. What do you think of the place?
Something seems to be lacking. What is it, Mr. Swift?
Everything.
Well, you're doing a story about Billy Joe, not this place, aren't you?
But I must have something to say. What will I talk about?
We have a water tower and a chicken coop, and there's Zipple's hog pond, and lots of things.
I repeat, I'm doing a story on this young lady, and I must have something to say.
Why don't you just say she's the greatest singer in the world and let it go at that? Sometimes I find a nice, straightforward lie works out better than anything.
Thanks a lot, Uncle Joe.
Just trying to help you, honey.
You didn't.
Well, it's a challenge I'll just have to face. If you'll show me my room, I'll go think.
Yes, it's room 4 upstairs on your right.
Yep.
Doesn't seem to be too happy, does he?
Well, it's a little early to jump to conclusions. He just said he was going up there to think.
But I wonder what he's thinking.
I bet I know. I bet he's thinking, I wonder where I left my suitcase. It's still down at the stop.
Now, wait a minute. You can't expect a man wearing cologne to haul baggage. Every time any baggage comes around. He's still up there? Maybe I better have a talk with him. If he can't handle Billy Joe's career, I'll just take over.
Here he comes.
You are going to be a star.
You mean you found an angle?
I always do. Step inside. I'd like to try it on for size.
I can't wait to hear it.
Just have a seat, young lady. Wow.
Joe, isn't the shade right?
All right, here's the pitch. The in thing today in the world of show business is class. And we are going to give that young lady class. Yes.
Pardon me, but we sort of feel that Billy Joe already has that.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, yes, of course, around here, but this news release will explain everything. Billy Joe Bradley, newest star to flash across the recording horizon, would never have to work a day in her life if she didn't choose to. She is a woman of two worlds. One, the world of music, and the other, the fabulous, glittering world of society. For she is one of the reigning southern belles of our time. Billy Joe, a modern starlet, sheltered all her life neath the magnolia-covered columns of historic old Shady Rest, last of the great mansions. For her, the cotillions, the fancy dress balls, playing with her sisters while waited on hand and foot weren't enough. For she longed to share her God-given talent with the world. Through Apex Records, of course.
Mr. Swift, you said you were trying this on for size?
Yes, what did you think of it?
It doesn't fit.
Steve, gee whiz.
What's bothering you, boy?
Yeah, something wrong?
Well, of course there's something wrong. There isn't a word of truth in it.
Oh, well.
Yeah, you gotta rise above things like that.
For heaven's sakes, it's not as though we're lying in a court of law.
Oh, there's a difference where you do it. Huh?
Oh, no, of course not. But it's just what we call an extension of the truth.
Well, I think you've extended it clear around the block.
Press agents do it all the time. It's called the big build-up.
Hey, the kid is right.
Well, we're pretty much in the same game.
Oh.
Well, she takes journalism in junior college.
Well, I think it's a wonderful campaign, and I'm all for it.
When you stop and think about it, we are really not lying at all.
No, how's that? Well, how?
Didn't anyone ever have a dance here?
Sure, but...
So we call it a cotillion. Doesn't anybody ever dress up?
Oh, Uncle Joe puts a pumpkin on his head every Halloween.
A costume affair.
Imagine being so inventive.
You gotta hand it to him. He really knows how to spread it around.
Yeah, well, what happens when somebody unspreads it?
What's that?
When the truth comes out. The truth has a way of doing that, you know.
Ah, but that is the beautiful part of this setup. You see, way out here in the boondocks where nobody ever comes, who'll ever know the difference?
See? You'll know. Betty Joe, don't you realize this is opening up a whole new world for me?
Oh, it's a new world, all right. I just wonder if you'll be able to live in it.
Petticoat Junction will return after these messages.
Tilt your chin up just a little. That's it. Ah, beautiful Billy Joe. Bradley relaxes at Shady Rest, our ancestral home, right, Colonel?
Yeah. I mean, right, you all.
Let's get a little cheesecake. Go put your swimming suit on, and we'll take some shots of you in your private lake.
We don't have a private lake.
Well, of course you do. Where do you go swimming around here?
Well, actually, in the water tower.
So water's water. That's your private lake. Come on. All right, doll. Here we go.
Any of you girls come through yet? Oh, very good. Hey, you're catching on. Sorry. I thought you were finished. Nothing? How do you expect to earn your gold star? Oh, well, never mind. These 2 eggs will be enough. Okay. Now watch me closely. I take the 2 eggs in my hands thusly, then I spread out this ordinary handkerchief.
What are you up to?
Oh, hi, Steve. Just reviving my old magic act. This Ted Swift doing my publicity, I'll be a headliner overnight. The guy's a genius, Steve.
Well, he's going to do your publicity?
I'm not going to approach him till I can show him my act, so I'm doing a little rehearsing. Now, here's how it goes. You take the eggs and place them in the center of the handkerchief thusly. And you take the corners of the handkerchief, tie it together, like this. Then you take the handkerchief and you mumble the magic words. Alakazam. Alakazam. Then you take the handkerchief with the eggs in it and you slam it.
I'm with you.
Must have left out a Kazan. Oh, well, it was just a little minor slip-up.
Just a... Well, that's a whole day's work for those 2 hens.
Oh, hi, Mr. Drucker.
Well, hi, Betty Joe. Say, what in blue blazes is going on around here anyway? Do you mind?
Oh, no. What do you mean?
Oh, that publicity feller and Billy Joe.
I was afraid that's what you meant.
I don't think your mom would stand for it if she was here. They're down there by the cannonball with Billy Joe dressed to the eyes and this feller shooting pictures all over the place.
That's publicity.
Oh, is that what they call it? You know what? They're renaming the cannonball. It's now a whim.
A what?
Oh, that joker concocted some story about how Billy Joe's great-granddaddy brought in the cannonball as a whim just to transport guests across his vast estate.
Oh, what's next?
And, of course, Colonel Carson is right there backing him up on it.
I know.
Oh, and I guess you heard how you've got a private lake now?
You mean the water tower?
Yeah, that's what I mean. And, of course, the Colonel's going right along with him on that, too. You know what he's offered to do? Paint his chickens pink and call them flamingos.
That's a lie. I couldn't get them to hold still. Betty Joe, you know where that old picture of Jefferson Davis in his cabinet is?
Oh, it's hanging at the top of the back stairs. What?
I figured make a great group of ancestors for Billy Joe.
You know what else he's doing?
All I can say is that is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Well, it's only a story.
Only a story?
Hey, hold on. Wait a minute. What's the matter?
Well, do you know what Bobby Joe's trying to do? Write a publicity story saying that you and Billy Joe and I are an eternal triangle.
Well, what's wrong with that? Ted said it's a great angle. Just think. Steve used to go with Billy Joe, then he married you. And yet you're still friends. How sophisticated can you get?
Well, I don't care. I don't like it.
Steve doesn't mind.
I do, too.
See?
Well, if I'm going to be linked... Now, let's see. There's Bridget Bardot, Elizabeth Taylor, Sophia Loren, Jane Fonda.
Steve.
Anne Margaret, Juliet Prowse, Jill St. John,
Steve.
Susan Strasberg, Kim Novak, Natalie Wood, Raquel Welch, Julie Christie, the Lennon sisters.
Steve. We get the point.
Oh, boy. Now get back to fighting about Billy Joe. That'll really make her career.
It will not.
What?
I've had it up to here. Ever since everyone started going out of their senses around here, I've been waiting for someone to strike a note of sanity. Well, I'm through waiting, and I'm striking.
Atta girl, Betty Joe, I'm with you.
Well, I guess this is what you want.
Oh, terrific, terrific. Come on, let's get up on the counter here now. Good. All right, up. Here we go. Come on, there. Up, come on, sweet. Up. That's a girl. Now, cross your legs.
Oh?
A little more. Get a little more cheesecake there. Perfect. Now, hold this.
Do I have to do all these things?
It's a different side of you, sweetie.
Well, I know, but...
Look, what's the matter?
Well, all these things, they're just not really me. I don't drink, and I'm really not sophisticated, and, well, I'm not a Southern belle either, for that matter.
What difference does it make? Who cares?
Well,
I care for one. Personally, I'm getting fed up with this whole phony business.
Betty Jo.
Well, I am.
Listen, Bo Peep, why don't you go hunt your sheep?
Okay, so I'm out of line butting in like this.
You said it. I didn't. Now, if you'll excuse us, we'll get the picture done.
What I'm trying to say is, if Mom were here, she wouldn't go for this one bit. This whole thing is one big lie.
Are you trying to tell me my business?
No, I'm telling you how I think my mom would want things run.
Okay, you told me. Now, if you don't mind, we have a lot of work to do.
Mr. Swift,
Sis, I don't know how to say it any plainer. Get lost.
Now, hold it a minute.
You can't talk to my sister like that.
Doll, I'll apologize later. We have a big campaign to get out, and we... Or maybe you don't want to be a star.
No, I don't. Not if it means acting this way in front of my family, I don't. Now, look, Mr. Swift, I went along with your ideas because I got kind of carried away with the glamour of it all. But suddenly, the whole thing just doesn't seem worth it.
I certainly hope that you know what you're doing. I can go upstairs and get my things.
I think that's a swell idea. I think it's a terrific idea.
What's going on down here?
Our guest is just leaving. Why don't you give him a hand with his bags?
Oh. Wait a minute. You can't ask a cologne-wearing colonel to carry baggage.
Mr. Cameron, what are you doing here?
I'll tell you why I'm here. I just heard this young lady's record. I tell you, I got so excited about it, I decided to come down here and help with the campaign. Don't tell me you were through.
Well, you might say that.
How do you do, young lady?
Hello, Mr. Cameron. I'm awfully glad you like my singing, but I'm afraid I just don't want to be publicized as something I'm not.
Well, who asked you to be?
Well,
We certainly don't want you to look any different than you look right now. Why, you fit in perfectly with this beautiful little place. Right?
Oh, right.
It's just the picture of the campaign that I dreamed of. Yes, everything fits. The water tower, the picturesque little train, the charming hotel, your family. You get it, don't you?
Oh, it's a natural. Oh, what an angle. Billy Joe Bradley, American girl. Peaches and cream, apple pie, wholesome, honest, just herself.
Well, let's all go in and talk this over.
Fine.
I'll just say it.
Well, at least I was colonel for a day.
Tonight, Ed Sullivan delivers a star-studded musical mixed bag you won't want to miss. The legendary rock and roll of Buddy Holly, the sweet soul of Sam Cooke, the psychedelic groove of the Vanilla Fudge, and the Motown sound of the Temptations on The Ed Sullivan Show. Tonight, starting at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, only on TV Land. Now, stay tuned for the Sonny and Cher Show, next on TV Land.
Petticoat Junction.